Welcome to What Gear Reviews, and today I'm doing a gaming review on the Sony Xperia 1. I'm going to show you guys some cool things that you can do with this device which other devices don't have. Are you ready? Let's go. So let's kick this off by saying this is the only 4K HDR 21:9 smartphone on the market right now, and it's got a 60 Hz refresh rate. I heard rumors of 120 Hz secret refresh rate on the Xperia 1. At this point, Sony have not confirmed that, so we don't know if that's true. But one thing I know for sure is this is an awesome smartphone for gaming. And one of the good reasons for this is the Sony PS4 Remote Play, which means as long as you're on Wi-Fi, you can connect to your PlayStation 4 remotely and play games on your phone without a controller, but it's better with a controller. So one of the great things about the 21:9 aspect ratio is that when you're not using the PlayStation controller and you're using the on-screen buttons, you'll see that most of the buttons are actually off the actual 16:9 display, which means you don't have to cover the screen with your fingers. So that's a really big advantage here when doing remote play with this particular device. Now, the next big advantage is, of course, being able to connect the PlayStation 4 controller for remote play, but you can also use it for games like Fortnite. So one of the things I absolutely recommend you should get is one of these little brackets to clip your phone to the top of the controller. It's just going to make life a lot easier for you. You can get the official one, they're quite expensive, or you can pick up a fairly cheap one like this one on Amazon. I'll link them below, the exact one that I have here. So when it comes to remote play, it's quite dependent on your Wi-Fi. So if your Wi-Fi is pretty slow, then you might struggle a bit. Mine's pretty fast, so it's really good. It's very seamless. There seems to be very little latency when it comes to pushing buttons and response times. The screen itself being 4K HDR, the colors are so rich. It does have some other cool stuff you can do, like the dynamic vibration system, which is really going to add to your experience when playing with remote play. So my verdict on PlayStation 4 remote play on the Xperia 1, very, very good experience. Even without the controller, because of the two black bars which you have at the side, which allow you to use the buttons in a nice way without obstructing the screen, just makes it one of the best phones for playing PlayStation 4 on. So this is one of the awesome features with the Game Enhancer, is being able to record yourself whilst playing the game. So I can start this here and you can hear what I'm saying, and I can play, and I can actually move the little circle around the screen as well, so it's not in the way. And then some of the other features with the Game Enhancer is being able to search certain topics whilst playing the game. Like you can look up tips down the left hand side, and as well as that, the Game Enhancer will strip the RAM usage in the background to make sure you get the maximum focus on your gameplay as well, which is so awesome. Okay, let's talk about another game that you guys might be familiar with, and it's Fortnite. So the great thing about the Xperia 1 on Fortnite is you can actually run Fortnite at 60 frames per second with the highest 3D modeling settings, and Fortnite supports 21:9 aspect ratio. And as well as that, you can use the PlayStation 4 controller, and it's already pretty much all set up. All you need to do, and one thing you must do, is not touch the screen when you're in the settings menu, because as soon as you touch the screen, it will switch into the touchscreen lobbies. So as long as you're only using the controller to navigate through the Fortnite screens and settings at the beginning, it will stay in the control player lobby. And I'm not an expert when it comes to Fortnite. I've only played it a handful of times, but I tell you what, the control works perfectly, very little latency. If you want to improve the latency a bit more, you can actually use a wire to plug that directly into the Xperia 1, and that way you get a little bit faster response time. So you might want to do that, but you will need that adapter to plug the USB cable directly into the phone from the controller. Now, when it comes to PUBG, there are ways to use the PlayStation controller in PUBG, but it is cheating according to PUBG themselves. But let me tell you about my experience here with PUBG. So first of all, you can run this on the maximum settings, 60 frames per second, the highest HDR settings, and it's so smooth. It's buttery smooth, and it supports the 21:9 screen as well, which is just beautiful. The colors are amazing thanks to that HDR display, 4K HDR display. Right now in UK, they haven't unlocked the Ultra HDR yet, which the Sony Xperia 1 will be able to handle, so it'd be cool to see that. But just know this, my first game of playing PUBG after months of not playing it, I won the entire thing, and I just really thoroughly enjoyed the experience with this quality screen, with the dynamic vibration system on, so you can really feel the bullets, and when people are shooting it, you can feel the phone shaking. It just adds so much more to the experience, which for me makes this one of the best phones for gaming right now. Really amazing. And here's another question I know some of you guys are wondering about. So if you have the PlayStation controller connected over Bluetooth to the Xperia 1, can you then use a pair of headphones? The answer to that question is yes. I've been using my Sony 1000XM3s with the phone and the controller at the same time, no problems at all. And by the way, if you pre-ordered the Xperia 1, you probably got a pair of these for free. If you didn't, guess what? These are actually at an all-time low when it comes to price. I think it's because the next version of these will be out this August, which will be the Mark IVs. If you need a good pair of headphones, now's the time to buy the 1000XM3s. And I made a few videos about that in the past, so I'll link those at the end of this one. So my overall opinion when it comes to gaming on the Xperia 1, it's got the Snapdragon 855, one of the world's most powerful processors at the time of this video, with the Adreno graphics processing. It really just flies through all of the usual games that you would play on a smartphone. But not only that, it also delivers a great performance when it comes to playing PlayStation 4 games remotely. So I hope you guys enjoyed this quick gaming review on the Xperia 1. Would I recommend this phone for gaming? Absolutely. Should you buy one if you're thinking about it? Absolutely. And also I did a bunch of camera comparisons on the Xperia 1, which you might want to check out. Thumbnails are on the screen right now. I'm going to be doing a full review very soon as well, so make sure you turn on your notifications for that. I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't be late.